Good day, everyone. This is Woman to Woman, and I'm your host, Miss Nene.
And I'm your host, Lisa.
Good day, listeners. Today, we're going to talk about President elect Trump and his transition.
So, his cabinet members are being, um, they're on the hot seat. So, at the Senate, and they're talking about repealing Obamacare.
Of
So,
course.
Trump's transition. Let's talk about it.
Well, first off, I can't even get through a complete conversation without being so frustrated. I am so disenchanted how, first off, before we even get into the transition, I need the man that's supposed to run this country to stop clapping back on Twitter now. Enough is enough.
Because he said Meryl Streep is not even, did he say a good actress?
He said she was
Or
irrelevant.
not an acclaimed actress.
But no,
I'm confused.
the bottom line is they have statement from him prior praising Meryl Streep.
Well, but we know because she's an incredible actress.
Right,
So
so-
you can't take any of her accomplishments away from her. But why are you still on Twitter?
Clapping back.
Shouldn't you be worried about your transition
No,
period?
because he's putting people strategically putting people in place to make himself look good to his community. He is not even Lisa.
But he's supposed to strategically put people
right,
in place.
but at least previous presidents, the ones we liked and didn't like, they knew a little bit about their job.
Well, yeah, yes, and at the same time, they weren't on Twitter,
Clapping
always
back.
tweeting, and not just clapping back, but he'll get on there and tweet about Russia. He tweeting about intelligence issues, things that we, the public, have no business knowing.
We
Normally,
should be privy to everything.
correct, because you don't want to start chaos. Because you tweeting about things people have no business knowing about. I'm going to need you to get off Twitter and go run the country. This just makes me think he's going to continue to tweet.
Oh, he is. He's going to continue to do everything and find every loophole out there for him to get through whatever red tape.
Oh.
Like they said, that was yesterday, him putting his son-in-law.
That's the loophole. He's not a blood relative. That's the loophole. That he's in his cabinet. He's one of his senior advisors.
What is his... what qualifies him? Is he...
I don't know, especially being that, well, he's educated.
Okay. And
he owns his company, or his family's company is very wealthy.
Okay.
Being that the fact that they had to let it be known that his father is a felon, so he has to run the company day to day, which make billions of dollars. But other than that, the only thing that qualifies him is that he's Trump's son-in-law. What qualifies Ivanka to sit in on meetings?
Yes, that's a whole nother issue.
She is not even part of.
But see, that's
White
my
House
point.
staff.
That is my point. Where's his... I'm so angry. I can't get past...
Poor baby. I know.
You know how I feel about this. You know what my wishes are.
You gotta let it go.
I can't. What my wish is, I'm sorry, it's one wish.
I know, and I pray against it. It's all right.
And
And at the end of the day, you just got to know that God is in control, right? We're all shocked. I was shocked too in the beginning. Everybody know I was shocked, but I was and I wasn't, because I follow it so closely.
No, please tell everyone that's getting...
The thing is, he's going to be our president. I believe the inauguration is on the 20th.
It is January 20th.
Which is Friday. Next Friday.
Next Friday.
Okay. Now, this is my thing. I'm nervous. We all nervous. But I'm not... I have stuff in my life going on that this ain't really affecting me right now. But it is.
And it will.
And you got stuff going on in your life. It's affecting us. But I can only depend on God. So I just go in a different direction. But I know what you mean, because I was just as upset. I'm just saying we got to let it go. Now, this is what's about to affect me immediately. Is they are repealing Obamacare. So, What that means is if they repeal Obamacare, that means a lot of us that have it, and I'm one that has it, we're going to lose it, and the pre existing conditions will go back into effect. Excuse me, where they don't have to insure you because you have a pre existing condition.
Mm. Now they're
So,
saying they're going to replace it. He has something, but he won't share it. What is the issue?
well, according to, right, he won't share nothing. They're, well, we're going to talk about defunding parent parenthood in a minute, but
Planned Parenthood.
there you go. Thank you. They won't tell us anything, but according to the New York Times, if, okay, the target is in January. They passed the bill where they want to eliminate the subsidiaries that help many of the Obamacare recipients afford the coverage, as well as the medical expansion that gave coverage to more than 6 million people in the low and moderate income. So the bill would eliminate the employer's mandate to the individual mandate, which require everyone to carry health insurance, or you will pay a penalty.
And will that still be in
And it
effect?
also
Will
will
that still?
restrict funding to Planned Parenthood.
So wait. So once he once it's passed
Mm-hmm. Well, it already passed. It's 51
to
to
46.
46. So the repeal, it's taking place. It's
Okay,
going
so
on.
then,
And not to lead, remember that Paul Ryan is leading this.
mm,
He is the speaker for the House for the
he's
Republicans.
still the speaker.
Yeah,
I
I
told
knew he
you.
would be the
I
speaker.
told
Well,
you.
I mean, I like him. I can't say I don't agree
No,
with
I don't like how
everything.
when Obama came in, he made it very clear he will do everything to block. Uh,
No, that was Boner. Paul Ryan got in after Boner, but
wait.
right, that
Okay.
Paul Ryan. But even still, but it was a lot of Republicans that made it very clear. Newt Gingrich. It was 15 top Republicans. I
I
didn't
didn't
bring them
know.
up, but But the point is about the repealing the Obamacare.
Appealing.
It. Thank you. It's going to affect millions of people.
Yeah. So what are they gonna do? What is
Well,
his
apparently
administration gonna do
well, we
about?
don't know what they're replacing it with. So, but we do know that we're going to automatically lose the pre-existing conditions because that's what it's saying. We're not,
They won't cover
we
pre-existing.
we don't really know because the subsidiaries, which takes over, put the money in to help cover a lot of the services. They're not telling us which services that we're not going to have except the pre-existing condition. That's the one that
So
they're
then,
telling us.
how are you treated for your pre-existing issues?
Well, before, because I'm an asthmatic, it's when you get medical, it's either 10 to 30% higher
Mm-hmm.
because of your pre-existing condition, or most people won't cover you. But when Obamacare came in, that's how everybody got coverage because everybody got something.
Right.
Everybody got something, whether it's high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer is running rampant, asthmatic. We could go on and on and on in the medical where everybody has something. Nobody's running around here healthy. It's a lot of them, but it's more
Right.
unhealthy than healthy. So that was a big victory. And then not to forget about the children. The children. Oh, and also the cap, the $1 million cap. Your insurance had $1 million cap. Most insurances,
Mm-hmm.
once you reach $1 million, you're out of money. Well, that cap was gone with Obamacare. That's gonna come back. Then you had the cap, you have the
Yeah.
pre-existing, and then you had the children. Remember, children were under Obamacare was covered immediately, like from day one. We had to wait to January of the following year,
Okay.
but he covered the children from
Immediately.
right, and that was children with pre-existing and life-threatening diseases. So we're gonna lose that too, because remember, people were going and had been going bankrupt for years behind medical conditions.
Yeah.
You know, you getting seconds on your house, selling your house. The perfect movie was John Q.
Yeah.
Perfect example. They couldn't have put it no better.
Right.
And so Trump, you're for the people. Well, you, the people, voted for him. And a lot of our listeners, I don't know if you have Obamacare or not.
Or
but
even what your political
views are. But at the end of the day, I have it. So I can speak from experience. It's not good when you don't have medical. And when you need to pay $700 to $800 a month for two people to have in this day and age, you can't.
Who can do
but
that?
You know, it really affect the entrepreneurs, because you have the people on the other side of Obamacare that's been screaming and hollering because their deductibles have gone up, their premiums have gone up, their co-payments have gone up. You know what I mean? Everything has gone up on their side. But my thing to those people, you have pretty good medical. That's really good medical that
and
you're
you know what?
griping
And they
about.
say 1 out of every 3 kids born in the Inland Empire, boys will be born. Is it 1 out of 3 will be born with autism or RS?
Those are only statistics.
RSP. My issue is these kids. Will they be able to? Will they go back to the county? Obamacare kind of channels,
but
Medi-Cal.
Right, Medi-Cal is included in that, because remember, now Medi-Cal guidelines changed as far as the income, because before you had to be poor to get Medi-Cal,
right?
Or if you weren't, for example, when I applied for Medi-Cal,
receiving welfare.
Well, not
aid.
even that, but when I applied years ago, maybe 15 years ago, it was called a share cost.
Okay.
So you can get Medi-Cal, but excuse me, if you need me to pay $5,000 before you start covering me, I don't have that kind of money. Meaning, so every doctor visit I go to, everything, I have to keep paying cash or pay a lump sum till I reach my $5,000 for them to cover, and then they only still covered a certain portion. I was still responsible for like 25% or something like that.
Then you go into, will they be able to turn people away at emergency rooms?
Because of
so they can let you die.
Well,
no, that's what I'm saying. That's how we got into a lot of issues with, the high debt rate ratio with medical and Medi-Cal, because people would go to the emergency room. The emergency room fees are way higher than a doctor visit.
Correct.
That's
why they started urgent care.
Right, but if you're in urgent care,
which is between emergency,
right?
and
but if
doctor.
you're using urgent care and emergency rooms as your primary care physicians,
that's a problem.
What do they think's gonna happen?
Right.
Because you're gonna go in, if you let me die because I don't have medical, you don't treat me, then that's a lawsuit. There's something going on there, even though it's hard to sue doctors and stuff. But if I die right there, my family is not going to just let that go away.
Correct.
It's going to be a big hoopla. But what I'm saying is they have to have something for people to be able to be seen,
to be well. And this is why.
And he won't share what he has in place.
No. And the thing with, I guess they call it Obamacare because he's our president. But let's not forget, Clinton tried to do the same thing. And Hillary Clinton did it on a mass scale, but for children, because they couldn't
She did a lot for single mothers and children.
But as far as the health care, the children, she got them covered. Right. She couldn't get the adults. But, she
made it so that I can stay in the hospital for 72 hours after I had a child.
Yes, hallelujah.
Yes, because I remember.
You want to go home? Excuse me? I got 5 days. I had a C-section. I got 5. You talked to me on my 5th day.
Remember they came in there to me. Oh, doctor said you can come. I had this child at 4:30. I was so tired. I was like, oh no, compliments of Hillary Clinton. I'll be here for 72 hours. Keep the cranberry juice and graham crackers coming.
So funny, because that was your first.
My first.
And on my first, as soon as I spit him out on the table, I'm like, can I go home? Dr. Thomas like, I'm going to need to hold on. I'm going to need you to stay 8 hours or so, and then I'll think about releasing you. But I'm going to need you at least a day.
Yeah.
And you like, no, compliments. See, back then when I was having them, you stayed
Yeah.
2 days automatically, and the Republicans came in, and I think it was like 3 for a C-section or something. Republicans came in,
People
changed
start
it.
going home, getting
Right,
sick,
because
having to come back.
exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
You
And
can't.
to bring it back to, so Clinton them tried to do it. Obama finally got it passed. But the thing about it, the reason he passed it was so that you can have healthy people go in and get your physical and get what you need. So the emergency rooms are not swamped.
They're not flooded.
And you don't have, and I don't know for the life of me why the emergency room is such a high cost when you're using the same freaking Tylenol.
Right.
Like the medication don't change. Why are you tripling,
Matter of fact,
quadrupling the
after
price?
yeah.
The bedpan is the same
Right.
bedpan. Excuse me, I don't
That box
get
of
that.
Kleenex is still $21.
Right. Look,
That Tylenol that they're giving you is still
look,
$13 for that
Okay.
one Tylenol.
$2.
How about I have Tylenol in my purse?
How about that?
I'll take that. Scratch
Yes.
that off, lady.
I don't get that. Like, they need to fix
Yeah.
that. I'm going to need you to fix that system. Now, when it comes to the big old breathing machines and all this, so cracking your chest open, okay, I understand all that. But the basics? And no,
But
Trump is not
I think,
saying what
trauma
he's...
units probably, that's a different
but
situation.
But the difference is, this is the difference. In the inner cities, you only mostly have trauma units.
Yeah.
So they in there dealing with the gunshot wounds,
But guess
the
what?
stab
They
victims.
don't have all the supplies and equipment they need, but those are some of the
True.
best doctors. Like people.
Oh, they are, because they're resourceful.
People talk about Killer King.
And
yeah. But guess what?
I interned there,
But
so
guess
I
what?
didn't never see it as that.
One of the best trauma.
Yes.
And out in the Inland Empire, Arrowhead.
Right.
If I
Been
get
there.
shot up 13 times, don't take me to Kaiser, please.
Right.
Take me to Arrowhead, because they know,
Right.
that's what they get. That's
But
what they
let's
do.
not sleep on Kaiser. They got good trauma centers. But my
Right,
point
but
is,
Kaiser is a
Kaiser is
teaching
not...
institution.
It is
It's a
now,
teaching
but remember
institution.
when we grew up, it was private, honey.
Yes.
You had Kaiser, it was
You
everything.
were like, what?
Okay, them the best doctors.
Yes.
Now Kaiser and turned into King.
Shut it down.
It is what it is. Because they are a teaching institution.
Mhm.
They got a bunch of interns
Yes.
and residents. You didn't see that before. No, you were seeing doctors. Now I'm like, who are you? So no.
And why are you 17? Get out of here. You ain't even
Girl,
had
I
this
saw
issue.
this cute little pharmacist the other day. I said he looked like he's 16. He was an intern. He like, I'm 26. I said, boy.
Handle that.
And he was Asian. So anyway, back on track. It's all unbelievable because Trump won't tell us what he's replacing
And
anything
why? And
with.
what is that? Like, shouldn't
Is
he
it a
be held
secret?
to a certain code of ethics?
He should be accountable like anyone else, right?
Like, I don't understand why he can sit there and tell reporters, I'm not answering you, I'm not talking to you, you're garbage, you're irrelevant, you're this, you that. Stop having your damn tantrums, prick.
That's what he
Stop
do.
throwing these temper tantrums and be presidential.
I can't
please.
wait for the day when he clap back at you. Hey, I can't
You
wait.
clap back at me?
I can't wait.
Because
Yes,
I'll be going
because
hard.
then we had made it. Then look, we yes,
That's okay.
you go way too hard.
I just don't want to get arrested.
Like, yeah, because they gonna
some of
have
the
to come
stuff-
get you for
Some
murder.
of the stuff I put out there, yeah. Once
Okay.
I had enough.
Now let's talk about Planned Parenthood. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
Before we go into Planned Parenthood, I'm going to take it back to your representative people. Because the Senate has voted 51 yes to 46 no to repeal Obamacare. So you better find out if it affects you. You better call your Senate office and figure out what's going on and let your voice be known. Because I'm definitely going to find out what my senator voted. And my representative. And if they voted yes, I will definitely be contacting their office. So because at the end of the day,
And do
we
your
are
best.
still the people, and it's about the people. When you tell them, I said, no, you will not have my vote, they get so many of those, you get petitions, we still control it. It's just about people are lazy.
Being persistent. And
They
being
don't care.
diligent.
And it don't affect them.
Right.
But once it comes knocking at your door,
Then
you're going to think differently.
Right.
So let's talk about Planned Parenthood. They're
Well,
getting ready
back in the
to
day, let me just go
defund
ahead and
that
say,
too.
back in the day, a lot of teenagers, like when I was, I had medical through my dad, my mom and dad. But when I was 17, 16, 17, I didn't want to always go to the doctor. I went to Planned Parenthood
You so
sometimes.
strange.
I did.
I was like, I got Kaiser,
I would
baby.
go. I look. I would go to the doctor when I wanted to share it with my mother.
Right, you said this before.
Yeah, but if I'm 17 and I'm feeling like, you know, okay, let's put it like this. At 16, when I was contemplating, oh, I'm ready to have sex.
Right.
I wasn't ready to tell my mother, but I went to Planned Parenthood and stocked up. They asked for a donation. I gave them my little $10 lunch
Okay.
money, and they checked me out. And then I decided, well, you already know, I
Because
decided to
they
go
had a
home
little
and
donation
yeah.
jars, and yes,
But I decided to go home and talk to my mom.
right.
Ended up doing it the right way. But I remember I had a car at 14, so I remember a lot of my friends being caught up
Yeah.
and needing those places.
Yes, I had some friends that used them a lot also,
Yeah.
and some relatives.
And of course, friends, relatives, that was
Yes.
something that was so. And it's not that they were in there just knocking abortions out left and right. They were
I
educating.
had some doing that too.
Yeah,
But
and I
that
have.
ain't the way, but I've
Right,
had
but
some.
we are. Fortunately, I have never had to make that decision. Jamie was my
Yes,
first
good for
and
you.
only my first
Yes.
and only pregnancy.
A miracle child.
But there are so many people that were around me that I took, and you see everyone just, oh, they're abortions. They're not sitting there just doing abortions.
No.
Those clinics, those women clinics, are there for so many other reasons, and they educate. They
They
don't
do.
just sit there and,
No.
and they encourage you to do the right things, to slow
Yes.
down, take the right precautions. It's not just what a lot of people think. You don't just go in there and say, hey, I'm pregnant and I want an abortion. It's not that simple.
I know, because I said before, I went in and my girlfriend is the one who told me, I'm going to take you to Planned Parenthood. I was like, what is that? Because I'm just used to going to Kaiser.
Right.
And so I go, and that was for my first child, just to get the pregnancy test.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I got the pregnancy test, I went to Kaiser, blah, blah, blah. However, like I said, I used the alias, and I went to Planned Parenthood for an abortion. And that woman did everything in her power to try to talk me out of
Right,
it.
I know.
First of all, she sent me home. The first time I came, I had to wait, I don't know, 4 days, a week or something. Come back, she gave me all the info, and she talked to me again, and she wanted me there an hour ahead. And I'm like, why I gotta be here an hour ahead?
But she still want to talk to you.
Yeah, she tried everything in her means. And like I said, that had to be a praying woman. She tried everything. But I still went ahead and did it. And at the end of the day, it's my decision.
Right.
That's between me and God. Okay. Mm-hmm. But who are you? They're not just there for that.
Yeah. But that's all the people in those positions, they keep hooping and
it's
hollering.
about women's health.
And
so
women's
now,
rights.
Right. But at the end of the day, it's about women's health. And not just your health, but about your emotional being. I had a good experience with the emotional part. They talk, they care. So now you're going to defund it. And that's on the table
yes,
also. So, but once again,
like
you're not telling us what you're going to replace it with. So, and we know all this affects the middle and low income.
Yeah.
So bottom line, people, middle and low income. So I don't know where you sit, but this is going to affect somebody you know.
Yes.
Either yourself, everybody's gonna know somebody where this is gonna affect. Because now, where are they gonna go? What clinics are they gonna go to?
And what about this Roe versus Wade? Is that?
Oh, he's getting ready to try to reverse that too, or appeal it. You can't reverse it, but appeal it or change it.
But who are you?
He's getting ready to try to change it. But he sat there. But when it comes to same-sex marriage, you don't want to do anything about that because, the Supreme Court already ruled. Well, they ruled on Roe versus Wade also, correct? So
yes,
what is that about? Like, I can't believe anything you say. You didn't campaign on any, well, you did about the
Obamacare.
Obamacare, excuse me,
Because, like
but
you say, I think the whole name Obamacare is an issue for one.
but our president is so freaking classy.
He is. He
He is so he
and his
said
wife.
you can name it Trump Care. If it's better than mine, I will call it Trump Care and I will congratulate you. That's what I'm talking about. Don't you know they've been working on this since the Clinton days?
Yes.
And the Republicans, you've had nothing to say, and you are talking amongst yourselves, but you're not telling us we are the constituents. And even if I didn't vote for you, now that's where my representative come in. I need to know, what do you plan on
to that information.
Correct, because we're still in the same country. But what are you? They not saying what they want to do. They're not saying what they're gonna replace it with. So I guess we'll find out at some point. Now,
he's such an egotistical bastard.
He is.
I'm sorry. I just and how
This
come
our damn show.
and
You
how
ain't gotta
come,
be sorry.
And how come we don't even speak on the new soon to be first lady?
Because
now she's irrelevant.
Well,
let me see her stand like our previous first ladies.
Stan, I'm gonna need her to speak.
Well, you need caption.
Michelle.
Shit, you need caption.
Michelle Obama is the bomb.
Epitome
She
of a classy,
the best.
Yes,
First lady.
And Nancy Reagan, it was good.
Yes, Laura Bush,
yes.
Jackie Kennedy. Even though I was
and
probably
Hillary,
even born, I don't know.
Hillary,
yes,
they
and
all
Hillary.
were hands on. What is this?
And
woman
both
gonna
Bushes.
do?
But let me tell you something.
Baby Bush.
Michelle is. She is the best first lady. She's gonna go down
in history.
Yes, because at the end of the day,
not for just being the first black one,
but
the
first lady, because she took on topics and she was young enough and energetic. She is on fire.
Remember, she was
educated, well spoken, but hold on,
well rounded.
But wait a minute, she well spoken, but she all still with the get down. Like she used a couple of slang, and I'm like, you Molly Curl. I thought I only said that. Like what? You know, like she real. It don't get no realer than her. Yeah. And Melania,
and just educated and you want to another
captions.
Level.
Well, okay, we gonna put captions on, and
so you know what? When they take office, as soon as Melania have an interview, we're gonna have to record her interview and then come back to our show and translate what we heard. Yes, that would be funny.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, because we're not gonna hear nothing what she's saying.
But seriously, you know, the bottom line is it's embarrassing.
And if you don't want Planned Parenthood, or is it Planned?
Well, there's a Planned Parenthood, and then there's the other one, and there's
one?
family planning.
There you go. Both. Or nowadays, there's just women clinics in your area. Because I have one. Woman. Well, not that, but I have a women's clinic, and it's not called it's called like University Women's Clinic. So if you have a women's clinic in your area, 9 times out of 10, it's funded by Planned Parenthood, or what's the other one you said?
Family planning.
Or right, because the women's clinic I went to.
So like Woman to Woman is not independent.
They're independent, but they're most likely. Remember, I told you I went to the women's clinic and they gave me the Planned Parenthood card.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, so you're funded, because I'm talking to the young lady because she's taking all my information, and I'm like, you're funded by Planned Parenthood, and she's like, yes. So we have these individual, independent clinics that's in different cities that is still funded by those organizations. Mm-hmm. So if you need that, I suggest you check with your representative too and see how.
That was always, you know what? I don't use them now because I have the stupid medical, but that was just so. I don't know what I would have done as a young girl without Planned Parenthood. What would I have done?
I was grown. This was right before Obamacare came out.
Wait a minute. And
I was at the clinic.
At one point with my divorce, I went to Planned.
This is not that long ago.
Put it like this: when I was married with medical, I couldn't get. I went to Planned. Remember, Jerome and I came back from Vegas, and had that little faux pas, and I was like, I better not be pregnant. Went straight to Planned
Right.
Parenthood.
Right.
We were married. We stopped, got off the freeway, went to Planned Parenthood to do the morning after thing, and then we went home. We had medical insurance, and I left her a $20 tip. And I left a $20 tip
They still got the jar.
That funding is needed.
They still got the jar.
Yes, I left a $20
See,
tip.
my
Yes.
clinic didn't have the jar.
I forgot about that.
It is so vital for women, and it just seems to me that this is about women's health. You know, it's not about
we don't
men.
need a whole bunch of men up there dictating. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's the truth, because at the end of the day,
what makes them sit back and say this is a good program to cut? You know, where are their wives, the first ladies,
Exactly.
the women in their lives that talk to them?
Yes.
You know, you're not relating to the majority of.
And if it's not for the women, I mean, are we kidding?
It's
just too much. So, you know, once again, we didn't even get to go through everything, but we just barely scratched the surface. So, you have any last comments before I get my word of the day?
Know, I don't know how many of you out there heard Michelle Obama's speech when she had the educators and school counselors on the stage with her.
And you didn't even call me and
because
tell
you
me.
don't miss anything.
What are you talking about? I missed that. I seen President Obama's couple of speeches. I saw Trump yesterday.
She gave.
I will look it up.
A speech that was so endearing and just so well spoken. I love this woman like she is my family member.
I do too. She like my sister in my head.
Yeah.
She's like that's my sister.
Like so.
And so is the president. Like my brother, he gave one.
I missed his.
Oh man, and he blew his wife up as he always do. They are so gracious and so humble.
Yes.
It's the humility.
We are going to miss that. People, you guys have spoken. We got this devil in office and this devil-esque of a wife. We
excuse me, the spirit of.
We are going to miss that humility.
Yes.
We are going to miss
the graciousness.
The encouragement,
the poise,
and the encouragement. They constantly,
the temperament.
The Obamas constantly encouraged us to do better, not just us, everyone as a nation.
And he's still doing it.
Yes. Now we have this goon that is
separated,
communities. I mean, what do we have? I'm not hopeful. I'm really sad. I'm sad.
But I'm telling you, it's going to be okay.
You keep saying that.
It will be. It's going to be all right.
I'm way
At the end of the day, we got Jesus.
I'm so angry. I'm so angry. And I can't get past
it.
And I think that's why I've been having heart palpitations.
Yes,
I think that's why my blood pressure's been up. Like, seriously, I wake up every day with a headache. I'm so angry about what's happening right now.
Right. So
because for one, not knowing the unknown is scary. And I don't know what's going on. He won't share shit.
But this is where it comes back to you trusting God. Don't worry about that. You got to trust God and move on. But we're going to get back. And since she came off her soapbox, I'm going to give you the word of the day. And the word of the day is you reap what you sow, people.
Oh,
and
that came from the gut. That wasn't no look up.
That's biblical. And if you not biblical, what goes around comes around. Enjoy your day.
Bye.